What is going on, guys? It is your boy Jim back with a brand new episode. Last episode, we talked to, finally, Lord Mortimer, who kind of reminds me of the Shadow Man from Call of Duty. That's where I was getting that, or I was getting that vibe from. But we also take a look at the murder scene in Elizabeth's room. Now I think we're going to go through each of the rooms and try and search for some things that can help us out. Not only learn more about them, but learn more about just what's been going on with this mystery. So here is the man, George Washington himself. I will take this.
A map of Vermont.
Interesting. Ah, the papers here.
It looks like a note between Emily and Washington about trade deals.
Oh, not politics.
My dear George, I'd like to invite you to join me as planned at my place. I have a project to show you. It is time that the United States played a more important role on the world stage. I understand your reluctance of playing with fire. I know your new country is very young, but rest assured that I would do nothing to jeopardize what we have built together. I look forward to seeing you soon. Your friend, William.
That looks like it was probably from the other William guy. There is him. I want to talk to him last. I want to keep searching. See what else I can find maybe in here. So, I mean, the fact that he has a trade deal.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Really? So I just did that for cardlight water, bro? What?
Portrait of George Washington.
Portrait of himself and his own thing. Can't go outside. I mean, that looks like something. That's huge, finding one of those royal jellies. Those things have come in clutch. So it doesn't look like there's a whole lot. So there are the notes, which could put him as a suspect. You wouldn't think he'd be one out here murdering people, but give a little check to old Georgie.
Greetings, Louis.
Mr. President, you can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
It's... How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's dead?
I know, Mr. President. I shall endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me, though. Please.
Find the degenerate pig who did this, Louis.
Are you all right, Mr. President? Are you feeling all right?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache. What do you expect? I'm no spring chicken now.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered. Were you aware that Elizabeth took laudanum?
Yes, she came to ask me for some. She had finished her reserve, I believe.
Tell you why she was so desperate to get some, Mr. President?
She said she had terrible migraines that wouldn't go away.
More likely for the voices she heard, not the migraines.
If I want to, we'll go anything else.
Mr. President, we found a footprint at the scene of the crime.
Not a dress shoe, I hope. That's all I wear.
No, rest assured, it looks like the print of a big ankle boot. A large size, I'd say.
Perfect. That should help you, Louis. It's a clue.
Alright, no duh, Mr. Georgie. It was a clue. Alright. So he didn't really help us. I don't... That +1 at see... The other one I can't see the time things, which... I don't know how long it said it would be on. I hope it's not like forever. We've looked at George's. Keep her rolling here. I think we're gonna be coming up. Ooh, who we got here? That was in there. Where are we going? I thought.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal.
And I don't think he did it. Can't leave him out, but
That's me.
fine. Peru somewhere. Somewhere close.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
We haven't even met that guy. Still don't know who he is. Okay. We already went there. I want to see what's... I can't imagine this art one, though. Like, would be super helpful. That is...
President George
that's
Washington.
Georgie. Her room. The William guy sounds like an nurse. Where the heck is Peru? Why do these seem much harder to get to now? Unless they're all in this, like, hallway. There. Darn, I forget what those do again. I think I'm missing half of the rooms. Whose is this?
Sir Jacques Peru.
Yeah, let's go talk to this guy.
Sir Jacques Peru.
Hopefully not get a butt kicked. Because I think he's one of the prime suspects. Him or the Frenchman. I mean, it could easily be William, but we'll see. We will see.
What do you want from me, Derisha?
Greetings. It's fallen to me
Cut
that...
the crap! Get to the point. We both know why you're here.
And have you got anything to tell me?
What does it matter? It's too late anyway. Do what you have to do and get out.
It's never too late, sir. If you have something to say, now is the time.
You don't understand. Everything's already written. It's over.
Why is he behaving like the perfect culprit?
What is it that's already written? I'm not sure I follow you.
No, you don't.
A pattern with 4 circles.
I don't want to burn that. That ain't worth burning that. But because it's literally just...
The Massacre of the Innocents, but by Van Harlem. I think that Mortimer likes to play mind games with his guests.
That's not sketchy at all. Don't know if we shall meet again at this point in time. I am a prisoner, snared by my own decisions. You must be protected. My future is lost. Without you, you can still be saved. No matter how much bitterness you hold against me, you must know that I made a pact with the devil who I thought I could master. I thought I knew the monsters, but what I did for France is nothing compared to what they are capable of doing. Now I can't see any way out. The jaws are closing upon love ever. Interesting. He going to his wife? See, I don't see that being a twofer, and I guess it's kind of nice that we have those. Because I don't want to pull one out.
Massacre of the Innocents by Rubens. A bit gloomy. Because my room is not that bad.
Interesting. So, okay, there's just him. He is not a happy camper right now. I'm gonna go back and ask him some questions in a bit.
Records of the police. Notes intended for the police lieutenant of Paris. It's a list of people under surveillance in Paris. And there's some well-known names on it. This is valuable information. This shouldn't be lying around.
Did I just take the book? Interesting. Okay. Four circle shaped
Dear
key.
friend, please come and join us. We must meet about the ongoing operations in Paris. A boat will be waiting for you in Calais and will take you to Dover in England. From there, a carriage will take you to the port of Tintagel, where a frigate will be waiting for you and other guests, so you can meet up with me on my island as quickly as possible. I await your arrival.
Yeah, I'm gonna go open that, I have the... Just gonna go yeet right on behind him and use the key, you know?
Pattern with 4 circles.
Kinda funny, I could just eat it. Ooh.
Dear Monsieur Peru, I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelously well, and little Pierre will soon be walking. Some of them still sometimes suffer nightmares about their parents on the scaffold, but I expect they will cease in due course. Should you decide to send us more, please note that another 20 beds will soon be ready. The children and myself. I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. Dear Monsieur, I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Interesting. I can unlock that one, but I don't want. Anything else? I re-talk to this guy. So that's interesting. So he gave the money to the orphanage, but who's taking credit for it? Somebody was taking credit for the home guy. I already read that. I think we've got everything that we need. I guarantee I've not been using the items as well as I should be.
All
So one more
right.
time.
Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions.
Do you enjoy hitting women? My goodness.
Let's get right to it. Are you Elizabeth Adams' murderer?
That is for you to prove, if I'm not mistaken, boy. You weren't expecting me to do all the legwork for you, were you? Lazy man.
I know you were at the scene. We will save a lot of time if you just tell me what happened.
You know nothing at all.
Enlighten me then. For now, I have your footprint in a pool of blood.
That's right. The only thing you can prove is one of my boots was at the scene. Congratulations. You've wrapped up the investigation. All right. Have you finished?
No, I haven't
Not
finished.
quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions. You were armed the night of my arrival. Can I see your weapon?
No.
You do realize you're not helping, don't you? You're making it worse yourself. I'd like to talk about the letter you're writing. What woman is it addressed to?
Who says it's a woman? I'm not saying any more. There's no point you insisting.
Okay. Goodbye. Okay. He's a high-level suspect. I'm not gonna say he is. This is Bonaparte, right? Yeah, let's go take a look. I mean, he could have been gotten framed tenfold, but we'll keep checking. Room to room to room.
The Prince by Machiavelli.
Ah.
A perfect read for anyone with a surfeit of ambition. That might come in handy.
He's he's immune to politics. I was about to be like, if that was his weakness, it's kind of cheap. Just by looking at him over there, he looks a little disheartened.
Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better. The Battle of Alexander at Issus, or how Alexander the Great triumphed over King Darius. Yet another one with delusions of grandeur. A bicorn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier.
No doubt.
It's a beautiful weapon. A lovely damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles.
Conviction.
My dearest son, I'm writing to implore you to act quickly. The situation is rapidly worsening here. Paoli continues to steer our motherland, Corsica, toward open warfare between France and England. His men are everywhere. We are obliged to go into hiding and are unable to remain in the same place for more than 2 days. I wouldn't be surprised if they targeted us. Make haste, my son. You hold our destiny in your hands. Your loving mother, Maria Letizia Bonaparte. Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Interesting, alright, so this Carmelite water. I already looked at the weapon. I'll check in here. It's probably not much. Maybe a lucky key? Ooh, holy crap, there is a lot.
Vercingetorix throws down his arms at the feet of Julius Caesar by Royer, 2 great army chiefs.
Oh! Now I realize it. I got rid of the effects.
Dear Napoleon, as previously agreed, I would like to ask you to join us in January on my island to participate in the High Society meeting organized for the occasion. We shall be able to continue our discussion about our project for a new order for France. I have a proposition to make to you concerning your wish to put a strong leader at the head of France. I trust you to be discreet as to your coming. See you soon. Lord William Mortimer.
That's why he should.
There's just one holster in Bonaparte's gear, and the pistol is missing. On the other hand, his cleaning equipment is in mint condition. That's typical of the soldier in him.
You can tell, I mean, I can already tell that this is set up to try and put everybody kind of in frame in one way or another.
Talma is Nero and Britannicus, the last emperor of the Caesar dynasty.
And then you just kind of have to figure it out. Ember. Okay.
A fragment of amber.
What it looks like. Coin collector. Okay. We'll talk to the man, see what we can find out.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
Did you hear about young Elizabeth?
Indeed, it is deeply regrettable.
Lord Mortimer asked me to...
I know. You no doubt want to know my alibi. I spent the night downstairs playing cards.
Can you tell me who was present at the game, please?
Well, there were Lord Mortimer, President Washington, and Sir Gregory.
Thank you.
Ah, and His Eminence Piaget as well. Excuse me, I nearly forgot him. Poor soul.
What time did the game end?
I can't say exactly. As for me, I must have stayed until midnight. I was exhausted, couldn't think straight. So I preferred to go up to bed.
On your way up to bed, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
No, not in the least. The whole manor was sound asleep.
Not really. No. Did any of you leave during the game?
Not that I know of, monsieur. I didn't exactly spend my time noting the other guests' comings and goings, but I don't think so.
Thank you. As any good soldier would, I imagine you own a firearm. May I see it?
Oh, well, if you really want to, here is my pistol. Don't worry, it is not loaded.
Do you have several of these?
In Corsica, oui, but not on me when I am traveling. Only a bandit would carry such an arsenal.
Thank you. Someone saw you not far from the victim's room.
Done.
Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste, and I wanted to speak to her, to warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
Were you able to recognize the Prowler?
Unfortunately not, no. It was dark, and Lord Mortimer was waiting for me. I was not really paying attention anyway.
Okay, I wanna see, I do want to see this real quick. So we have journal. We haven't even met somebody, shockingly enough. Where is the boy? Napoleon, both of so conviction and politics. His immunities. Why is this?
Excuse me for insisting, but if you saw him or her, I'm sure you would nation than that. It's just that you don't think it can be of help to me.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Was it a woman, for instance? Bearing in mind that all the women here wear woven dresses, which is rather noticeable.
A man, I should say. I don't recall seeing the silhouette of this.
You see, you saw many things, in fact.
Hang on. Laissez-moi réfléchir. Let me think a minute.
A wig? His height? The sound of his footsteps, maybe.
Ah, his height. Oui, somewhat imposing. A tall man, and straight. As for the rest, I don't know, Monsieur de Richet.
Not to worry. That's already quite a lot. Thank you for everything. I've been studying him for a while now, and I don't think he was lying. Yet, I'm surprised how easy it was for me to read him. Much military side. I wish they all could be like that. My investigation would be finished already.
Well, have we finished?
I think that's
monsieur?
everything. So.
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers. Good day.
Because you could literally say, yeah, he might have not have a whole lot of he might have all these stories and such, but Peru could just be baiting you, period. And this guy could be like, oh, he'd be baiting you to say he's not. All right, let's go talk. She's probably gonna be mad. I didn't go see her. Went and saw the other nut job who died. I should have went to her, man. This is easily that love interest, that kind of
King
relationship.
George III in coronation robes. Nice touch for the room of an English duchess.
Now that I think about it, she could have easily murdered him because I went to see her instead of her. I went to see Elizabeth instead of her.
Dear E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately, the Crown informed the Golden Order that our mission should under no circumstances hamper Sir Gregory's plans. Decidedly, they have support from the highest level in Buckingham Palace. So here we both are, hands and feet tied, and little room to maneuver. Keep me abreast of events. Our mission is becoming more complicated. Yours, E. P.S. The French chapter of the Order doesn't appear to know anything about the arrival of our friend Sarah. I therefore cannot comment on it. However, my guess is that she has come here for personal reasons.
Sorry. Alright, here we go. Interesting. Oh no, it's not. That's the same thing.
The Lady's Waldegrave by Reynolds. Painted upon the request of the Waldegrave family, in an effort to find them a husband. Displayed like meat. It's disgusting. A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers. Madam, consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening, but I wager he'll recover from this present fit. Next time you speak with Her Majesty the Queen, would you please be so kind as to ask her to look into my petition to raise taxes with the King? I will personally see to it that our nation will recover from this impasse. But King George's mental situation is slowing down our decision-taking. Thank you in advance for all your help. William Pitt, Prime Minister. A letter from William Pitt the Elder.
Another
addressed to
one?
Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam, I shall never thank you enough for all your care and attention. I shall be indebted to you until my last breath. If you have any request of me, you only need ask. With regards to my son William, I shall never thank you enough for looking after him. You know the latter's preferences, and you will understand he needs you desperately. For that, and as agreed with Queen Charlotte, our friend Duke Hillsborough will carry out his task and meet with you within 6 months. From then on, you'll be free from want. Yours sincerely, William Pitt, Count.
So did he try and set up
Queen
the
Charlotte?
arrangement?
All the royal family of England is there from what I can tell.
Duchess, can you inform King George of the Holy Father's backing? We shall assist you with financing the recruitment of regiments of immigrant royalists to fight against France. Okay. Dang, Mr. Piaghi has got
Greek
a,
drachma, one of the rare ancient coins to be mentioned both in the Bible and in the Quran. 2 coils circle the lock. A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
I don't know how that works. Oh. This is another cam line. Alright. Let's talk. What Elizabeth has to say.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
Crap, was she psychology? I can't remember. I thought we discovered... Oh, Emily. Oh, that's vulnerability psychology. We haven't met Emma, we just know she's a character. We still haven't met Ever's here. She dead.
Death came quickly. You can be assured of that.
If such a senseless act can happen here, then none of us is truly safe anywhere. Lord Mortimer must be mortified that one of his guests could have committed such an act, don't you think?
He is indeed very upset about it. It's only natural after such a violent murder.
I think about it.
What do you mean?
Elizabeth was
It could
stabbed
be
9
either-
times.
Oh my God, Louis. How awful. The murderer must have had a serious
Could
grudge
be
against
numerous
her
people,
to set
actually.
upon her
It
like
could be
that.
her
It must
sister.
have been a crime of passion. Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case, Emily.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
I can't do that.
I'm now interviewing all the guests to establish the alibis for each person.
Sounds good to me.
Just so that I can cross you off the list of suspects, can you tell me what you were doing on the night of the murder?
Am I given to understand that I'm on the list of suspects?
Don't take it the wrong way, but I must consider every possibility.
Well, if you absolutely wanted to be sure of my activities that evening, you only had to join me, you know.
I know, Emily.
especially since I couldn't prevent the murder, even though I spent part of the evening with Elizabeth.
You're sure it's not too hard to bear for you?
The fact is, I don't have a choice. But I will find the murderer. I owe Elizabeth that, at least.
I love didn't pay attention.
Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
I found a torn piece of dress in Miss Adams' room. Gray silk.
Where's it from?
That's what I'm trying to find out. The color doesn't match any of Elizabeth's dresses, but I might not have found all of her clothes yet.
Good Lord, Louis, do you realize what this means? If this piece of dress isn't from Elizabeth, then it's... I don't have any grey silk dresses, neither does my sister since we wear the same clothes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to check with you.
I'm so sorry, Louis.
Thank you.
Are you all right? You know, I'm sure there's a good reason why your mother was at the scene.
Thank you, Emily. I hear you were in discussions with the Holy See.
Oh, either His Eminence can't keep his tongue from wagging, or you've been poking your nose where you shouldn't, sir.
Even so, Emily, you're raising a royalist army. That's no small matter.
And you are straying from the subject. Is there anything else you wanted to ask me?
Mm-hmm. I think I did everything.
I won't keep you, Emily. Thank you for answering my questions.
I mean, she could still be a
See
prime.
you.
Anybody could be a prime suspect. Head on out. I think I'm gonna end this episode here. Hope you guys did enjoy. We're gonna head to Emily's room. I'll see you guys in the next episode. If you guys did enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. I will talk to you guys later.